Good evening, good evening. Welcome to Beer in the Conversation. This evening, September 22nd, 8:20-ish in the evening. I am Music Monk ATL. To my immediate left, we got Neek, we got Justice, and we got Rashid. So, I guess officially, guys, at this point, just look for us between the 8:15 and 8:35 hour. If you're from Atlanta and you grew up with like regular TV at like Big Mama House on TBS, they never gave you like an exact time. It would be like, tune in at like 7:15 or something like that. So we appreciate your patience. So we're just gonna dive right in. It's actually been a minute since we've been able to talk about some sports and really kind of just round everything out. So we have a lot of topics to discuss. Shouts out to our host, Laris Hodges, who is out here doing, following his passion and his purpose, doing a speaking engagement. Congratulations. We know you're going to kill it tonight. And as always, we're going to represent for you. So guys, real quick, I know I want to talk about the Falcons and the Braves. Been trying to get to a game. My brother Rashid always offers me the opportunity to go. I wasn't able to go last time, but hopefully the situation comes up again soon so I can go see these fellas. Or if not, I'll just go down there on my own either way. But what you guys think about the Braves?
They awesome. They always show their ass.
They
just
clinched.
so you know, Fridays is the best day because they have like fireworks. It's more, it's so inclusive. You don't really have to get tickets. You know what I mean? But it is a dope. I wasn't with them moving, but it's a dope experience.
Gotcha.
Plus, I'm a Braves fan.
I think they look good. Real excited about the young guys. I mean, really the team, in my opinion, obviously I know they're coming off a World Series win, but I've only been in baseball for professionally like the past 2 years. So it might be a bit premature to say this, but from what I know about previous teams that we've had, the ones that won, and this would appear to be the best team that the franchise has ever had, and it's loaded with young talent. I mean, you start talking like, Matt Olson, hometown guy, Lilburn Parkview High School. I mean, he's like 28. I think Austin Riley's like 25 or 6
he's
or
25, somewhere around there.
Michael Harris. I mean, the Strider, the list goes on, man. And they look like they're poised to win and compete for, the next 5 to 10 years potentially. So
to carry it. That's definitely what we need.
Yeah, that's
we just
nice.
gonna brush over this who that situation, huh?
Oh, well, I was waiting to get into that, but I want to let brother.
I'm childish. I apologize.
What you got for us, man? What you got for us, Rashid?
Yeah, I think they can win another title. I don't know that there's another team that they really have to fear. I mean, they have stood up against the Dodgers for the last 2 years, and
I agree.
in 2020 they just ran out of pitching. And last year they almost ran out of pitching, especially when Fried got injured in the World Series and Morton broke his leg.
Yeah, broke his leg. That was a really, really weird injury. It was a real freak type of injury as well.
They have a ton of pitching.
Yeah,
they got like Mike Soroka in the minor leagues right now, and they got I can't remember the dude. Cal Mueller in the minor leagues. They just brought up Elder, but they've got Soroka, Morton, Strider, Odorizzi, who's been a lot better than I would have imagined. And they got Ian Anderson in the minor leagues. They just got pitching just out the when you got a guy that like no-hit the Astros in the World Series last year in the minor leagues.
Yeah.
Like, you got some depth. So I think the National League is, the Yankees and the Astros are really the only real threats out of the American League, and I don't really, the Astros came here, we almost swept them. Baseball is a funny sport.
Yeah.
How are we against? Did we face the Yankees in interleague this year?
We did.
How did we do against Judge?
We didn't do super well, but that was a different team. Like that was before.
That was early in the year. Okay, early in the season.
Yeah, so I think we didn't do super well against them. But this is a very different team. And I want to say, no, that was last year. Because I know last year when we played them, I think we had won they had won 14 in a row. We won 12 in a row or something like that.
Right.
When we played, they beat us. And I think this year was against the Cubs. I think the Cubs lost 10 in a row. We had won 12 in a row. Anyway, whatever the case, Braves look good. I think they, baseball's funny, so it's hard to win the World Series. And it's
It really
hard
is.
to repeat.
It really is.
So, a lot of stuff has to go right. in order to win at all. So
last year just felt right. You know what I mean? Like it felt right because we talked about this, and I think I was on them a little bit earlier than you were. But something just felt really, really right about the Braves. So it would be nice if it's like Braves and Yankees, because Aaron Judge is like, like he's killing it right now, like number one in every offensive major statistical category right now. So
I still take Ohtani as my MVP.
I love it too because no one else has been able to do it. But I mean, the dudes, it's a lot of ones across the board. We're talking about OPS, we're talking about slugging, we're talking about extra bases, we're talking about RBIs, we're talking about walks, we're talking, you know what I'm saying? Like it's ridiculous. Like he's across the board.
He's putting up an all-time great. He's putting up an all-time great offensive season. But I mean, I guess for me, just like when it comes to most valuable player, I just feel like it is almost impossible to be more valuable than someone who is an elite pitcher and elite hitter. It takes up one roster spot. Like if you put a Judge on the Angels, they still suck. Ohtani on the Yankees, they are a better team.
They are definitely for sure.
But I get the Judge argument. I'm not necessarily against him being MVP. He probably will be MVP. But again, it's just
a lot of ones in those categories. It's just really hard for the writers to overlook that. You know what I mean? So, what you got? Anything else? Y'all ready to shift it to these Falcons?
Yeah. So I'd like to get it started. And, man, I'm a Falcons fan. Obviously, anyone that knows anything about at least my family per se, we've had season tickets since like the late '80s, I believe. Actually, early, mid '90s, whatever. I've been literally since the moon. Long story short.
Early prime time days right there.
Man, listen, that's what got me into football. Like, Dion was everything.
I would never take pride in losing. I would never take pride in losing, but they definitely appear to be better. But they got to get Kyle Pitts the ball, man. I think a lot of these games. I'm not saying him not having an impact is why they lost,
right.
But get him the ball, man. Marcus Mariota has got to stop being shifty, man. Stop. Just sit back your quarterback. Sit back in the pocket and let the play develop, man. Get it.
Yeah.
Nah, he
threw against
to Kadero Hodge.
Yeah, to who? Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Now we know who he is.
To Kadero Hodge.
Yeah.
You got a 6'6" tight end that's basically
crazy. All those plays seem set the fuck up.
He's Calvin Johnson 2.0.
Yeah, he is for real. Speed wise, hand size, like
get him the ball.
Prove it.
Yeah.
Give him a chance.
And then I like having Drake because Drake London he's proven. Ain't that his name? Drake London. Yeah. I mean, there's pretty much you got twin towers on the field. Absolutely. You literally have twin towers on the field. You should really be able to. You should be able to devise a run game strong enough to convert most of your third downs or keep those third downs at third and short. You know what I mean? Keep the offensive rhythm going. But I think Mariota. I think we had to realize he practices with this line. So if he has happy feet, it's probably because he knows something about the line. You know what I'm saying? Like
y'all don't judge our coaches at all. I don't feel y'all ever hold like the coaches accountable. You get what I'm saying? At some point, like y'all always throwing out, and I'm a Saints fan, so I'm trying to watch my words.
I'm gonna tell you why. It's somebody
safely.
who all has played football on the panel. And this is not a dismissive question, but I'm just asking, like in general. Anybody else play football? Okay. You
not in a highly organized manner. I mean, I played football. But
I played for the Lady Jaguars. I also used to work with Dunwoody High School. There's a couple of big names, and my cousin is Darnell Dockett, so I had to train with him on several occasions, and I have some more family members that are in the NFL.
So this is my point.
Yeah.
You've been playing. If you played on any level, there's certain skill sets and muscle memory stuff that already goes into what you're doing.
Right.
A man at that level, you don't need another man to really actually coach you.
I get that, but they're not allowing these plays. Like, I mean, look, I don't.
What I'm saying is it's a culture thing.
Right.
It's not necessarily a coaching. The coaching is a part of the culture, but it's clearly a culture thing. So we got talent. there's really no reason why we can't run up at least 22 points a game with that. You know what I'm saying?
You got Cordell Patterson.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Like you Pitts, London, and Patterson.
Is
you
enough.
need to be able to put some points.
Is enough. Is enough. So like I said, we'll see the next couple of games. I'm not sure about the schedule. That was a healthy loss, I feel like, even though it was 28-3 at halftime. I got a lot of ridicule. A lot of people was texting me about that, like, look at that score. But they actually had a good opportunity to come back and beat the Rams last week. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure.
A good game.
I'm not sure who we have this week, but I'm not gonna Seattle. Okay, Seattle.
Very beatable team.
Very, very, very beatable team. They don't really have a quarterback at the helm that can really lead the team that type. You know what I'm saying? That type of way. Is this a home game for us?
Seattle. It's in Seattle.
Is it in Seattle? And, you know, the Falcons got a habit of going somewhere and showing out unexpectedly. So, hey, weather's going to be good in Atlanta. So, if the weather's good in Atlanta, expect the Falcons to go to Seattle and win. That's just how I look at it. I don't really have
that lets you know this is all politics and this convection means nothing.
I have no
idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know exactly what y'all doing.
But watch it goes down. Watch it go down. These boys going to win 32-27 this Sunday. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's going to be an offensive explosion. It's going to be a pick six. There's going to be at least a special team or something like that. But y'all, so real talk, I've been like it's been hot off the press. I kind of did want to talk about the Little Mermaid, but I think this right here is a little bit more pressing. Shaka Zulu has been charged with murder. So I'm one of those people, like, I would like to be able to see the video before I can just
throw it up so that we can all watch it and
right. You know what I'm saying? Opinion. Yeah. So you guys can look at it and actually see. So you guys take a look. Shaka Zulu, longtime son of Atlanta, manager to Shaka Zulu, Disturbing the Peace co-founder, DTP co-founder, has been charged with murder after killing a young man, 23-year-old man, at his own patron of his establishment. So you guys watch the video. It's about 2.5 minutes long, and then we'll break this down and see how it's looking for our brother.
Executive Shaka Zulu is facing murder charges in a shootout outside his restaurant. Now, his attorneys say the video proves he was actually acting in self-defense.
Tonight, 11 Alive's Joe Ripley is showing the video to an attorney not associated with the case to get his perspective. Joe?
Yeah, good evening. While the Fulton DA's office has found probable cause for murder, Zulu's attorneys say they have a case for self-defense, and a former Fulton County Assistant District Attorney agrees. His take? The murder charges should be reduced or dropped altogether. 11 Alive obtained this surveillance video from TMZ showing entertainment manager Shaka Zulu outside his restaurant back in June. He's speaking to another man. It escalates, and you can see Zulu, whose real name is Ahmed Obafemi, body check the other man. A fight then breaks out with several people hitting Zulu from behind. Once he recovers, Zulu pulls out a gun and shoots. 23-year-old Artez Benton was killed. Another person was shot. Zulu was also shot in the back during the confrontation, police say, and injured.
Shaka is on the ground fighting for his life and ultimately having to make split-second decisions to defend his life so that he could live to see another day.
Atlanta police charged Zulu with murder, aggravated assault, and battery. During a press conference Thursday, Zulu's attorney claimed self-defense. His family feared he could have lost his life.
The amount of blood that he had to receive was at least twice the normal circulating volume of a man his size.
After watching the video, former Fulton County Assistant District Attorney Daryl Cohen, who's not affiliated with this case, said the shooting could be justified because several people were hitting Zulu and multiple people had guns.
I see this as either not guilty, dropping the charges, voluntary manslaughter, or murder, and I see very easily a jury acquitting him and letting him walk out the door.
If he is not able to act in self-defense under these facts and circumstances, then I question who on this side of heaven, for that matter across the United States, has the ability to defend themselves.
Zulu's attorney also questioned why no one else has been charged in that fight yet. Within the last hour, though, Atlanta police told us they are still looking into others who were involved in that fight. We also asked the Fulton County DA's office this afternoon for comment on this case, but no one has returned our calls.
So that kind of surmises, you know, the not even necessarily the gravity of it, but just looking at it right there as a news clip. What are your initial thoughts, guys?
Some nigga shit.
It sounds like, look, I've been waiting to do this shit.
Man.
God damn it. That's exactly what it looks like.
Well, in defense of dumb niggas everywhere, I like to say, if
Like,
you punch me in the
God
back of the head,
damn.
nah.
It's getting to a point. It's getting to a point in this city
Yeah.
to where I'm not fucking with none of you niggas. If it's not at my house,
I hear you, bro.
if it's not at my house,
I hear you.
if it's not with people who I got equity with, and we all got something to lose, I'm not fucking with y'all niggas. I don't care if you a celebrity. I don't care if you an athlete. I don't give a fuck about none of this. I'm tired of this shit. Cause what it sounds like to me is that people come in and want to make Atlanta this hotbed and want to use their name and their cachet. And I don't know exactly what happened, but let me just be, as a son of Atlanta, I've seen this city transition from being able to pull up somewhere and enjoy a nice drink, some good music with your people, to you can't pull up without it being a pull up on the pull up. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's literally a fucking pull up to the goddamn parking lot to get. So you done paid $100. It's like, if y'all not watching, this is the last season for Atlanta. Donald Glover's Atlanta. If you guys have not been watching this is really, it's a parody, it's a caricature, but it's really talking about really like the inflated ego that Atlanta has become. Like just having to spend $100. So the reason why I'm going on this tangent is because more than likely, when you go to these celebrity establishments, I'm not going to throw out anyone's names because there's a lot of them out there. But when you go to these celebrity establishments, we like to bust each other over the head financially for like the worst fucking shit.
$200 for a $30 bottle.
Yeah,
Here's the issue that I have
shit?
with what you're saying. Atlanta was founded on that. You know, and sadly, and let's go back because I think I'm older than you. I'm not sure, but you know where you could parking lot pimp, as we called it, where you could chill, where you didn't necessarily have to make it into the 559 to enjoy a nice time, and after murders and inflation, it definitely became a situation where people enjoyed that about hot Atlanta. So to complain about something that y'all thought was marketable for me, you know, y'all, it looks like y'all was literally in, not saying it like that, but it was like y'all was in competition to become one of the murder capitals. They brought up New York, they brought up Chicago, and now Atlanta is right there. I'm not excusing what your boy did. I am saying that when you are living, we're not going to go there. And me personally, I'm not going to go there. I can't speak for anybody else on this panel. But if I was to call you to hang out, I can't see any of you agreeing to meet me there. So we know off the muscle, the type of people that are going there are looking for that energy, period. To say that, you know, it's disgusting, that's what they get paid to do. That's why that parking lot is $200 to get in there. Just to what?
This is, okay, all right, so... And I like that because, you know what I'm saying, because that is definitely the other side of the coin. That's the issue that I have because and I'm not necessarily saying the old Atlanta because I'm not going to insert that into the lexicon. Right. But what I am going to say is that the original, the congenial fabric,
that freaknik concept where
I can go and commune with people in a hospitable way, and there's a reasonable expectation for my safety. But when you exacerbate things by part and parceling out every part of the city, and Atlanta's infrastructure is not really set up that way. So there's nowhere to go where you can just go relax and not be gouged.
That's not true. I mean, in Alpharetta, and you have, like you said, outside of Atlanta.
That's my
Omerta is not Atlanta.
That's what I'm saying. This is my point.
So what is Atlanta? Starlight, Foxy, like where does this Atlanta DeKalb thing?
This is not a geographical, like, you know what I'm saying, like back and forth.
You don't think they attacking?
It's not that. No, because this fucked up.
The lower, okay.
No, it's fucked up.
The lower income, lower.
They just convicted the boy who shot that 7-year-old girl at Lenox. That ain't nowhere near downtown. You know what I'm saying? They just convicted it. Yeah, I mean, cause he got robbed, and then gonna go out into the middle of the road and start shooting indiscriminately and kill and hit that little girl in the head. So the crime is everywhere, but that's the whole point. It ain't enough relaxed places. Everything is on the shine. And even back then, there were still places that were tiered up.
Yeah.
So you can go places and you can have a homegrown experience. Like the fact that MJQs is still around right now,
the fact that you're even bringing up MJQ
because it proves my point. A place where you can go and
relax and feel at home.
That's what I'm saying. You ain't gotta worry.
It doesn't matter.
You ain't gotta worry about getting murked up. And it's across the street from Murder Kroger. And you still felt safe in that motherfucker.
Same with Bacari's. You can go on Bacari's, have a nice, but across the street, you park too far, it's over. They'll never see you again. But that's where Atlanta, the other day, I-20 broke down, right? And you could not get into Lithonia. And people were calling like, yo, it's Freaknik on I-20. But they were actually having a good time because it was deadlocked. And like you said, they felt safe, I guess. People were getting out their cars. It wasn't really like a volatile experience, but the fact that everybody on the east side was like, hop on 20, it's a party, that says a lot about the city within itself. You know what I mean?
So it's certain pockets and corridors, you know what I mean?
And the thing about it, you gotta go in peace to have a good time. But if you looking for fuckery, it's damn sure gonna find you.
It's gonna find you.
And based on what they got going on there and other places like where you pay, what you get, 4 eggs at your over there by where y'all used to stay in the high rises. And now it's a little, I don't want to say the name. It's a little place, and you get 4 deviled eggs for like $20. And you don't get the whole egg. You only get one side of the egg. You only get one. And it's like a bunch of gay people in there fighting. But this is black owned. This is support your people. And the line be out the door, and you could barely get up. What's that, Peter Street sometimes? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I've literally wanted to bust somebody in the head about them eggs. You know, like $20 for eggs, but this is what we're signing up for.
So,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
the fried chicken's pretty good.
Which one? Which location?
Going on Peter Street.
Because you live there. It's short stroll.
I mean,
you must have got it at a certain hour.
There are like 5 places within 4 blocks that serve fried chicken. I think there's this one or better one.
I think we had this conversation.
I think Neo's is actually better though. And Neo's is relatively new. I think theirs is better, but I mean, I feel like they're solid. It's on the fried chicken.
So
I understand the deviled egg situation.
So like I said, I mean, there are I think that there isn't a right or a wrong with this. It's just that there's just a lot of symptoms with a rapidly growing city whose primary identity is based on being pretentious.
Okay, like the new LA Atlanta culture.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I mean, but this coming from Shaka Zulu, because that's what we started on. I just can't imagine this 50-year-old man, maybe.
But I think what it is I think that sometimes, so think about Atlanta, think about the hierarchy of Atlanta's culture, right? When you are someone like Shaka Zulu, like,
it's more how dare you.
It's
so
like
instead of him going back to fight him, he just drew on him. It ain't the fact he 50.
No. That's got something to do with it too, because
I'm an old nigga, back up.
Well, a lot of older people be feeling like that. They be feeling like,
they do. Like I got one good hit.
You gonna respect me?
How about I had a heart attack last week? I want to live. Bow. What you talking about? The respect ain't got shit to do with it. I just had a grandbaby. Nigga, slow down. I'm saying, like, you cannot continue to assimilate and assume different perspectives when, for one, I don't want to be in his situation, but I also have not been in that situation where I had a gun on me. So I'm saying everybody different.
I have just as what you got.
No, I was just gonna say, I mean, as far as I didn't know what context y'all meant that in, but I don't even think a 23-year-old would recognize Shaka Zulu.
That's my whole point.
I don't think that's my whole point. I remember when Shaka Zulu was a DJ on Hot 97
and there it is.
Chris Lover and Daddy. I remember on it. He was always like, Shaka Zulu up in ya. I remember that shit. And
the cornball is what they not saying. I'm gonna just say it.
The fucking mugshot is the first time I've ever actually seen Shaka Zulu could have jumped out from behind a bush and beat my ass. I don't know who the fuck he was.
I recognize him because I've always been in tune, you know what I'm saying, with that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, with that part of the culture.
Built, I mean, we really was. I'm from the Midwest, so DTP. It was a movement. We big on radio. I always wanted to be on the radio.
It really was.
So for me, I actually know who he is and grew up with him, but it still was like, of course, I'm gonna say, oh, poor Shaka. But after watching it 3 times in the last 40 minutes, I'm like, he could have pressed a button. He could have moved like the Queen Elizabeth. By now, you should be blinking twice and people run. You shouldn't be patting down nobody.
Here's what it's going to boil down to. It's going to boil down to.
That's us right there.
It's going to boil down to the fact that you got a Fort Knox type situation going on. So it's already based. So your grounds are already secure just based on that premise. You know what I'm saying? Presumably. And you got security. And it looks like you put your hands on that kid first in the video. Like, that's the shit that's the most damning part about it. It's like you put your hands on the kid.
You're the owner. You're not security.
You're the owner.
You had no business
you had,
on a professional level.
You put your entire
situation.
establishment, your entire everything
them
on
2
the
quarts
line.
of blood that circulate through a grown man. You put all that on the line to go outside.
You're trying to garner sympathy for the fact that you lost a lot of blood, but you wouldn't have got shot had you not choked a kid and thinking that his friend. What you thought his? Do you think that anybody in this day and age is going to just let you, if they with their friends, let you just choke them out? That you asking for it. So you talking about you got jumped? No, you provoked that shit.
Can I ring the bell?
Yeah, absolutely. Ring the bell, nigga. You provoked that shit to me.
You say he was asking for it?
Nah, you can't be a 50-year-old man. You can't be a 50-year-old man and put your hands on a kid and then talk about it's self-defense because you had to shoot some. No, you didn't. You lost control. You the man. You are the elder statesman in this situation. And you failed your community, and that's why your ass is on trial. Period.
Yeah, so this is some nigga shit. Like,
nigga.
You know what? When I go over to Inman Park, I don't see shit like this.
You don't see
I go to the west side, I don't see shit like this.
Yo,
I go to Virginia High when a bunch of drunk ass college students. I don't see no shit like this.
Them folks in
I go
Virginia
down the
Highlands
street
get
from where I
fucked
fucking
up all
live.
the
It's every
time.
fucking where.
Bruh, them folks in Virginia Highland get fucked up like they
Super
get
fucked up.
From Thursday to like Saturday, like Sunday morning. Them folks
I want y'all to stop.
slizzard.
I love my neighborhood, and Bartaco is amazing, and you should come out Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Monday. He probably telling the truth. He probably. But we live a good life, and we're loving. You know, just pass the bottle, and it works out.
I understand. I mean, this is some shit that we have to deal with. That black people, and again, it ain't all of
accountable.
Us, certainly, there is a particular strain in our community that seeks this shit out, breeds this shit. It fucking festers and it spills over this kind of bullshit. And the pantomime that is the fucking music industry certainly feeds into the demand for motherfuckers to act like this.
Yep.
Right. And and again, it ain't the whole music industry. It's certain fucking archetypes that motherfuckers are trying to live up to.
And that's why we're disappointed. That's why we're disappointed in Shaka Zulu, because Shaka Zulu was always considered to be one of the more sensible pillars of that aspect of the Atlanta culture.
I keep saying cornball.
You know what I'm saying? Like, cornball or not.
I mean, you was the side. That's my opinion. You not the dude to be out here choking nobody. You was never that guy. Like, so all of this is shocking.
You were always studious, sir. You were always on top of your business. We looked for you to be that person to give us the balance on how to be hip hop and how to be corporate and how to run your business. You know what I'm saying?
The gentleman.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I had a question for you. The gentleman that runs, I think Alfonso. You're familiar. Alfonso has he ever?
No nigga shit.
No nigga shit. Has he ever patted you down?
No.
He's never had a
So
cop.
I got to meet this guy one time, and he is
to.
Amazing. But the fact that the nigga shit was here, and this is his establishment, and you literally walk in, and I was shocked because I always have to fight for a glass. I always have to be like, excuse me, I'm drinking. Nice, sir. What is this? I would like a glass. Go get me a real glass. You know what I mean? And there was no question. I felt calm. I went back, and so when you're right there in the community and you're setting precedents, I think that you should be applauded and rewarded, but we don't brag about it enough because we don't want no nigga shit there. You know what I mean? So don't tell these niggas where we at. So
they don't fucking come.
They don't come for that. They don't come for the shit. The reason why they don't come is because when shouts out the parlor.
Yeah, shouts out the parlor.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
told you don't tell these niggas.
I mean the sign on the door. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all beer in the conversation. Don't read. Y'all niggas can't read. I'm sorry. They gonna put me off the show.
Hey, this is the first and last. This is our final show.
That's all right.
This
I'm gonna be strong. Y'all pray for me.
Nah, but seriously though, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the atmosphere in there is one of we're gonna go in and like we got shit to lose, and that's my whole point. Is there ain't a lot of space in there. The ambiance is like if you not coming in there with a vibe of like I'm on like my piece and I'm just trying to just talk to some pretty young ladies and
networking, have a good time.
You can't come in there. You gonna look like an asshole coming, and it never fails. Whenever you're in there, and the people who in there who don't have the right
not
energy,
supposed to be there, they get out. They shut. they shimmy on out, or it's a
like,
fight, like the girl be trying to stay, and the guy be trying to live.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
The guys get mad quick, and don't leave your girl in there. It's over. She got 401k in stock the next day. Believe it. Like
next
it's a.
day, you know what I'm saying? So,
I believe in her.
But that just goes to show, to everyone's earlier point, that it is a mentality. Like I would never go to, and I'm not trying to knock anyone's establishment, but I would go to Bakari's before I go to Escobar any day.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just, and I don't care. Bakari's might have the tattered holes in the seat or whatnot from folks just chilling, but it ain't never been no crime over there.
And again, it don't make sense. I've been to Snoop seminars. I've worked with some of these people. So it makes no sense, the amount of money and education. And then if you go to Escobar South, I flew in some artists from Jersey, hard workers, come from a long line. Oh my God, they was from Puskikini. It doesn't matter. They was never coming back. And I am a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because I could only get a show at Escobar South. I had never been there. Of course, you get there and there's bullet holes everywhere. And, I think I leaned on something. The whole thing fell over. And it was kind of like, but I wasn't looking for. I
haven't been in years, but I remember when Escobar first opened up. I mean, the drinks. Well, I didn't know there was a South.
Exactly, so, so I thought it was a come up, but I should have did more research.
It's three of them. It's three of them.
Say it. You heard him. He said the South.
I didn't know it was
that mix. When Escobar first opened, like I would go in there.
The one downtown.
The one near us, the one on Peterson. Yeah. The one I would go in there. They had a decent kitchen. They had decent freaking service in there. Like I go in there, everything was cool, and
they let us rent it out a couple of times. We did a lot of marketing meetings. They provided us with a chef. Really organized. Let us rent out a quick. Like it was just a good.
I'm gonna tell you what it is about that one though.
Because people in the neighborhood would shit talk them all the time. I'd be like, have you even
right? But Snoop went in there and put it down. You know what I mean? She organized. She had a great crew.
Like to me, and because I've never been in there, this is all presumptive, right? I think that it's a combination of the location of it. The location of it is just that weird little corner. That is just the shit starting corner right there. It's just a weird intersection right there.
It used to be a lot of markets that we held there, a lot of, freaky, but that's the past. That's why I like the fact they bought it and tried to raise the bar on it.
You know what I mean? So
and when you walk in, it's a little ducked off, but it's a little
like
sexy.
It's the Bermuda Triangle of like.
The spot next door is not like that. There's a spot directly next door that's not like that. Huh?
That's across the street, ain't it, Pampers? No, when you go around the wall, the side of the wall.
It is literally next door.
Oh, well.
Like there is a place right next door that has like a bar and like a seating area and books. Which
that's books. You want to hide something from a nigga? You heard him? It's the library. Ain't nobody gonna look at that library. No.
I'm just saying that like it ain't that nice. Shit don't happen over there.
It doesn't.
You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't. Same name, same people. They not tolerating, but like you said, location.
But I knew the dude that used to manage. Well, Escobar's had a lot of managers.
That's what happened.
Spent a lot of time. Somebody just want to satisfy. I'll just say that like one of the guys that used to manage the Harlem bar over on Edgewood. He was a manager at Escobar. He was over there. Shit was cool. Shit got loud or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as he left, you had stripper poles in the window, and you had, whatever. Like
that's like that Harlem night 201
I don't really
Cortland.
care personally, like as long as you keep the shit legal.
Yeah.
But then that's just when motherfuckers just constantly getting shot over there.
Nigga shit.
Constant gunshots coming from that area.
So I do have a question, if I may. You did kind of skim over the movie thing, and so.
Which movie?
The Little Mermaid, us making everything black. But I wanted to ask about the Woman King. Reason why, because my girl keep asking me to take her, and she's a real sweet young lady, and I just don't want to ruin her innocence and be like, these the niggas that sold us, because that's how I feel. And being West Indian, Puerto Rican, and Nigerian, you can tell this was beat into me or bred in us. You get what I'm saying? So I saw it coming, and I get why she took the role and how it encompasses us and make us more strong. But I do want to say, in the wake of this bullshit, feministic, whatever's going on.
Sounds stupid as fuck. But go ahead. I just gotta say it.
nigga his ad
The
lib.
Woman King sounds stupid as fuck.
Yeah. The title. I'm going to see the Woman King. I like women who's kings. Yeah.
Well, did anybody see
I get what you're trying to say.
There's nothing wrong with
Won't let me. Like, fuck that. That shit dumb. It sounds dumb. I don't want to see it.
There's nothing wrong with Queen.
There's nothing wrong with
Queen
it.
is a perfectly
It's nothing
fine
wrong
fucking
with it.
title.
It's nothing wrong with it.
It already happened.
Did y'all see?
Right.
I don't know if you guys are on Twitter, but I guess it was a running joke on Twitter. Somebody put up a photo. They're like the two creators of the Woman
Yeah, they're
King.
white.
And it's like these
White
these
women's.
white women that like
They're
you
making
know,
parodies.
you don't
They're
judge
making
a
like
book-
the
you don't judge a
nigga
book by its
mermaid
cover,
with
but
the
basically
watermelon and
you see the film and then you see what it's supposed to embody.
copies.
I mean,
And then you see the like.
Does anyone suggest Mary Mac's Tea Room as the first soul food
Absolutely
suggestion
not.
in
Dead.
Atlanta?
That
I would
nigga said
recommend Piccadilly
Okay.
before I
Okay.
recommend
Piccadilly.
Okay.
I think that's a legit like hierarchy of Piccadilly over there.
Go to Mary. Tell me
Okay.
about Mary Mac's
Okay.
Tea Room. I go to Boogaloo's, but I've never been to Mary
They've
Mac's.
got good vegetable soup, but that's
They
all.
we are.
They got some
Yeah.
nice
So
fried
as
greens
far as the
and
Woman
vegetables.
King goes,
it's
go to
like-
Mary Mac Tea Room and have a vegetable soup. I hate you.
It's like, you remember Gladys Knight's Chicken and Waffles? Just imagine
That was nice.
Just imagine it had been there like 45 years.
Yeah.
And just all the like descent into irrelevance.
Oh, wow.
And, just general
Well,
like.
do they have
neglect.
chicken livers? Is that the?
Probably. That's the sort of
Probably.
chicken we
Try
have.
that. I gotta check this out.
Probably. It's like, you know what? The black equivalent would be the beautiful.
Yeah, I think that's a fair comparison.
What
Yeah,
is
it's
that?
You don't know about the beautiful?
It's just like
I know about Hodges. I remember y'all had a Hodges down here.
You
They're beautiful. What?
I gotta give you.
You gotta talk. Tina the talking. Tell me
got
wants to
to.
hear more. what you talking about?
The beautiful is one of those.
It's still open.
Yeah, absolutely, it's still open. It's gonna stay open. If the beautiful closed, that's the end of the world right there, for real.
Where is it?
It's right there off
Mount Royal
Cascade.
Chantrell.
It's right there off of Cascade. Yeah, and that one.
Are they open now?
What time is it? Nah, they probably just now wrapping up.
See what I'm
They
saying?
probably just now wrapping
You know,
up.
niggas don't get out till 9:30.
But I'm saying, but it's still folks in there. They just ain't serving. They just ain't serving.
They
no
just
new
closed
folks
the
in
door.
day. Oh hell yeah! Your ass locked in there. Tell them no new niggas.
You remember the chick on Glenwood,
niggas.
the older lady? You had to come in and step to the left. She had the old door, and if you slammed the door, she wouldn't give you a cheeseburger.
No, that's I have heard about this.
Yo,
lady.
that lady was scared.
have heard
Tried
about
one of
this
your
lady.
y'all African American cultures. I'm gonna shot in Keller Road trying to get a hamburger.
But yeah, but I mean, I'm not knocking the Woman King, but I feel like I'm not knocking it, but
Wound day.
The
I
Woman
can't
King.
date
But
y'all.
hold on.
Say it
But if
again.
we're gonna promote movies
The
that have
Woman
real
King.
historical relevance and are not just part and parcel and put together, because this is a
Have you
compilation.
seen it though?
Kinda
I
looks
don't
like
need to see it
kinda-
because the fucking movie is
Well, when I saw the
stupid.
preview,
I want to see it, man.
just
She
real
gonna
quick.
make me see it.
Well,
Y'all
when
ain't helping me.
When
She
I
gonna
saw
make me see
when I
this
saw
shit.
the preview, I was just kind of thinking, all right, is this supposed
real?
to be? Well, is this supposed to be
It's-
Black Panther spinoff?
Part
Like,
2.0.
You know,
The
well,
women
The
survive.
whole thing is that the
Dahomey
lives
tribe.
are based on
Right.
that
Are they-
woman fighting
Right.
force.
Okay,
Black Panther
The
woman.
Dahomey.
Okay, is it? I mean, I don't know. I mean, but that's
It makes
Yeah.
it marvelly. I think
Yeah.
that's the
Well,
disrespect.
yeah,
and if
and
you're gonna
again,
pay
I mean,
homage to these African, tell the whole
Now I
story.
said
So
they
here's
was
the
some
thing,
slave
though.
catchers.
They
Yeah,
were,
so-
and they sold us, and they enslaved us, and they,
So-
if you was, as they bred us to be lighter and lighter, they made sure they kept their complexion, their culture, the whole nine. And it was about that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna celebrate it, then they should have made it raw and told the truth. They made it. To me, I haven't seen it. It just looked like another Marvel DC situation.
Yeah, and I want
When
to.
we don't need that right now.
I saw the trailer not long after I read Barracoon. Have any of y'all read
Yeah.
this book?
Yeah.
Barracoon is a book. It was actually the first kind of ethnography or whatever done by, or anthropological like study, whatever, by Zora Neale Hurston.
Oh, I
And
gotta read this.
She interviews this guy. His name is Cujo Jones or something like that. And he came over on what is thought to be the very last slave ship from Africa, which came over in 1860, like decades after like slavery had actually.
Why
been
ain't no
or
pictures?
the
I'm
slave
sorry.
trade had actually been outlawed.
Cause they
And
block
so,
them out and white out the sky.
And it's a weird story of like how that ship got here or whatever. It's super interesting, but the compelling thing about the story is that Cujo Cujo lived in an African village in basically where is currently Nigeria. And he is able to recount the slave rate on his city by the Dahomey tribe. And it
Because
is
they sold they
brutal.
sold niggas, NEJJGGAS kings who they felt like weren't valuable or were too valuable. It was definite. That's what I'm saying, that when we're going through this what I feel like is a feministic. They putting more bullshit on it instead of showing what women really did, again, to separate the community, separate our kings and our queens.
You know, side note, I know this might sound ignorant as shit, but I kind of got this weird thing where I kind of only believe like history from like 1776 and up. I know that sounds crazy.
No, it don't, because they change it so many times. Book burnings.
I mean, a lot of it, rather. Let me not say all of it, but you know, a lot of it.
Like, only this Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
was white.
I know that sounds so like bad to say, man.
I don't think it does.
Well, I mean,
You're just saying that's where your trust.
You know, I think
it's kind of documented.
The key to history is
in
as
the
many
Bible.
perspectives as you can get.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about the Dahomey tribe is that, you know, there's a lot of testimony about how, like, and my understanding is that they do actually, like, you know, there are some parts of the movie where they concede the fact that the homies were slave traders. But the thing is that my understanding, and again, and this is not as deeply sourced as most things that I like to say are, or is, or whatever. But my understanding is that the Dahomies were the homies. Anyway, sorry, it was a bad joke.
I thought it was
but they were so addicted to the slave trade that the Brits, after they outlawed slavery or the transatlantic trade, they had to put a fucking blockade on these motherfuckers.
To make them stop. And they were part of the pirates. They started calling them pirates. This is and this is where a lot of the Caribbean my culture comes from that I don't think people understand. Even when we go to Nigeria and Liberia, it's a running gag that I have Liberian and Nigerian friends. And they talk about how they would sell and trade each other. Like it's a joke. Even with my son being 100% Nigerian, they still put like, oh, we already sold that nigga to America. Like it is a running gag to be over here. And that's where a lot of it comes from. So the fact that I don't know. I just think they need to put a more realistic spin on what's happening. Stop making that shit a joke.
But here's the flip. The flip side is that it's a fucking action movie.
The Woman King.
I mean, that is what it is. Yes, it is an action movie.
The Woman
That
King.
no one's fucking going to see. I'm sorry.
Sparta made with tits. Who don't want to see Sparta with tits? Like I'm not.
I mean,
I don't want to see it.
Like,
It's
I mean,
not
300
funny,
might
man. My
actually
girlfriend
be
gonna make
a
me
good
go.
kind of. That might be a good corollary to what they're trying to do.
300 was raw as fuck.
Man,
It was raw.
like that wasn't even our people in the whole. Like that's my favorite movie.
But it is based on a real thing.
It is, and that's what I mean.
Obviously,
those are the people
shit
who
play out exactly like the right. But it is based on a real thing.
No one is really learning from
the Woman King
the
is too.
WNBA experiment.
I'm dead. I gotta go.
I'm just saying, no one's really learning from it. I'm just saying because
And not to interrupt you, I just want to throw out a fun fact. Did you know that the WNBA is subsidized by the NBA,
by like
but it
60
loses
$60 million,
it loses like
$40 million
every year though. Like it's crazy. But I'm sorry.
They've been running at a deficit for the past 12 years.
They don't choose the best place. Think about it. If y'all watch Savannah State, and I mean just in Georgia alone, y'all had some dope female. Oh, she balled too hard. Oh, she too aggressive. I'm talking about they was fine. They was feminine. You know, had daddies that sound bad too, but the fathers is supporting them. You don't see it, and they never really like. No, they don't choose her. They want the battered light skinned girl who watch while she dribbling. I don't understand that. Yes, you're going to lose money.
Elizabeth Cambridge, who done left, who done bailed on every fucking team.
She
bailed on every team.
OnlyFans.
And I got players I want to name, but I want y'all to be great, so I'm not gonna name y'all. But come on, Savannah State, like.
Cambridge fine though.
Blame OnlyFans. Blame OnlyFans for Liz.
She's not consistent.
Her inconsistency.
Y'all want to choose who y'all want to choose to play y'all game.
There's a 60-year-old white guy who wants to pay her subscription multiple. Not just a 60-year-old white guy. No, I didn't mean to single out any 60-year-old white guys that might be
ring the bell.
No, we need the alarm. Pedophile say who?
You guys like
What's this nigga name? What's this nigga name? He breeding? All you R. Kelly parents, don't listen to this show.
Let the man get it out, nigga. Shit.
I'm just saying, hey, blame Liz for her, for not being committed to the Liz and the OnlyFans. Blame those two.
Her OnlyFans page?
Well, that's how she's making money.
Shut your face.
No, I'm not joking.
You're lying.
Yes,
that sounds horrible.
No,
how could a black queen do?
You didn't know? Look, she's like, how do I pull it up?
No, I want to judge her
in one swipe.
Well,
she's gorgeous. I'm
joking.
She just can't play no ball, but she's gorgeous.
I hate to give out the hack on here, but for those that didn't know, if you ever were curious about And OnlyFans content, just get on Reddit and then search who you're looking for, and you can have.
Well, y'all go search me. I got no friends and no fans, and $1 a day could keep me going to beauties on where Beautifuls. Where
Beautiful on KK.
On KK.
KK right there, intersecting the KK, the Benjamin E. May.
I ain't gonna make it. I ain't gonna make it. I'm too like that. Sound like that shoot.
Yo, so does anyone have any closing thoughts, man? It's been a wonderful show, man. I hope our brothers out there sending stirring up a lot of emotion,
controversy, and
a lot of support, man. But it's your boy Music Monk ATL East Point. Smoke some dank.
National got the skanks.
Peace.
I mean, we're not actually doing the final. Okay.